I've noticed, and it falls in with the herd thing, is the Satanist who puts on the good guy badge.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Anton said about the good guy badge? You know, it's the look at me, look how noble I am, look what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, they think about the greater outside good instead of thinking about themselves.
Yeah. It's so bad to be selfish, isn't it?
Oh, they think it's a horrible thing.
I know.
But it isn't. You, and I've said it before in other videos, you have to be worth a damn to yourself before you can be worth a damn to anyone else.
That's right. And you know, it's as a parent, you know, that's how I look at it too, is if I am not, and I'll say it generally, selfishly the best I can ever be, that also includes, that selfishness includes my sense of responsibility to, let's say, my children. The things I choose to take on. Right?
And by being, starting from that, that nucleus of yourself and then spreading outward and being as good and loving toward yourself, first and foremost, then when you show love to others, it's genuine.
That's right. Yeah.
You're not doing it or compassion or whatever to others. It's genuine. You're not doing it just to say, look at me, look how noble I am. I'm better than you because I did this. That's horseshit to me. That's complete and utter horseshit.
It really is.
I knew. Okay, I had an ex-girlfriend.
No, you didn't. Yes. Don't tell me that. You didn't have a life before me.
Yeah, kind of did. And this ex and we lived in this house on a lake. Okay. Beautiful place. Right on the lake. And it was an old resort run by this older woman who she owned the property. And she was known in the community as a hardcore environmentalist and humanitarian, and people looked up to her, and she was so noble and righteous and blah 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 and so on and so forth. Now, she was in her late 70s at the time. Her daughters were in their 50s. She treated everyone else, and she was out to save the world, but her family, she treated like shit.
Yeah.
She was horrible. She was an horrendous mother, to the point that her daughters didn't even call her mom. They called her by her first name, Sybil. And they were both mentally ill.
Yeah.
Her husband committed suicide. I'm not saying necessarily she was responsible. I don't know. But then again, she was horrible to those people that were the closest to her.
Yeah, I think I actually met one of her daughters.
You did.
Yeah, I did meet one.
You did. She was on the winery.
Yeah.
She was visiting somebody.
I had to call the sheriffs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you did meet her. And right there, I mean, some of it might be, just inherited mental illness or whatever. But I saw how she treated her daughters. Yeah. These women were treated like insignificant children, and these women were in their 50s because they helped run this property or whatever, because there's many homes on the property on this, like I said, at one time was a resort. And this person, like I was saying, she was so focused on saving the world that she completely ignored that tight little nucleus.
Yeah.
And it should have started with herself.
That's right.
She probably had self-contempt, and that spread to her children.
Yeah, I've seen that many times. I mean, I know what you're saying. She's a prime example, because I did meet her daughter, and it was, well, the whole situation wasn't good. And Sybil is a very good example of the point you're trying to make. And
another example, that's the same girlfriend I had a close friend who was a lawyer, an immigration lawyer, and also an activist. And she was going to save the black people, or what? I don't know. She had some bizarre notions, and so she decided she was going to live in Hunters Point in San Francisco, predominantly a black neighborhood. And she was there because she can tell others, look where I live. I live amongst the black people. Not exactly. She lived in an old converted warehouse in San Francisco with a fucking wall around it.
Oh.
She never walked the
That says
streets
a
of
lot.
Hunter.
That
She
says
never
a
walked
lot.
the streets of Hunters Point. She didn't go
Right.
down to the local drugstore to pick up a 40 or whatever,
Right.
or buy a pack of smokes. She didn't interact with the people in her neighborhood at all.
Yeah.
She drove in, the big electronic sliding gates, and she would go in and it would close behind her, and it was like a fucking fortress.
Mm-hmm.
The quote home apartment complex, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, it was a converted
Gated
warehouse.
community.
Yeah,
or-
it was.
yeah.
It was. Well, it was a little different. I mean, big urban area, big warehouse,
Oh, okay. Okay.
converted into lofts.
Yeah.
Where
Oh, I've
artists
seen those.
and
Oh, yes, I've seen those.
bohemians and
Yeah.
of all sorts
Yeah.
and lawyers and whatever, doctors. I don't know. That all can, I live in Hunters Point. I care.
Oh,
And
my
everybody that
gosh.
lived in this building was white, but everyone who lived outside of this building was pretty much black
Mm-hmm.
or Latino. But she was noble. Because look where I live. That's that bullshit.
She still has a bubble around her. The safety bubble.
Yeah.
It's like a safe room. I can go to the safe room and...
That's that good guy badge bullshit that I detest.
Mm-hmm.